Hi, this is Penny Willett, and I'm here to show you how to initiate an ICAR, an internal corrective action request, using the QIT software. You begin by going to this website, which has changed in the last year or so you need to make sure you're going to the right one. It is now ncr.orionforvalue.com/orion/login.aspx. Then you move over to the right-hand side where it says I am an internal user, and you enter your username. This will generally be the first initial of your first name followed by your last name. Next, you'll enter your password. When you begin with the system, your password will be the email that Orion uses for you. In my case, it would be penny@orionforvalue.com. Once you've entered the software, you can change that to another password if you wish. And if later you forget your password, you can let me know and I can reset it for you. The validation code are the letters in the box to the right, and then you hit login. Now this is your dashboard screen, and it will show you the activities that you have open within QIT. For the purposes of this training session, we're going to move to the ICAR tab on the blue line at the top. Once we're here, we're going to initiate an ICAR. That is, we want to write a new ICAR. While we're on this page though, I want to bring your attention to this yellow box. You'll notice it's counting down from 30 minutes. Every time you change screens within the system, it will reset at 30 minutes. However, if you don't complete a screen within the 30 minutes, it will log you off without saving your data. So if you're coming close to running out of time, you can come to the bottom of some screens and save and complete later. For initiating an ICAR, you shouldn't have any trouble doing that within the 30 minutes. So I don't think that will be much of an issue on this screen. So let's look at filling in the form. As you can see, the ICAR number is filled out automatically by the computer, as is the identifier. Once you log in, it knows who you are, and that will show up as the identifier. The ICAR region is the area where the nonconformity happened. For the case of our example, let's say it happened within the US. The clause is the part of the standard or the part of Orion's procedures that we were not in conformity with. So in this case, I'm going to assume we were doing an internal audit to the ISO 17021-1 standard, and we'll say that the nonconformity was against clause 4.1. You'll see here there are two different categories of an ICAR, just like the NCRs we give our client. There's minor and there's major. For this example, we'll select minor. There are also different ways that an ICAR might be initiated. There's an internal audit, an accreditation body audit, a complaint, a nonconformity, or a preventive action. For the case of initiating any of these, the process is the same. For this, again, we'll assume it was an internal audit. The ICAR issue date will automatically be today. However, if you're completing it at a later time than you actually completed the internal audit, you can switch days if you need to. For the audit number, if this is not attached to an audit, you could write not applicable, or if it is an internal or an accreditation body audit, we would write that audit number here. For purposes of keeping my log understandable, I'm going to just label this test so that I can find it later. The defect description, as you see you've got 5,000 characters here, is where you would write down exactly what the nonconformity was. For the purposes of my example, I'm going to use one that I found from Wikipedia, which will be easy to use throughout this training. So my defect description, my problem, was the vehicle would not start. This next section, the location, this is the location of the person who will be responding to the ICAR, the person who has to answer the responses. As you can see, there are choices for each of the international locations, and then within the Orion headquarters, you will see choices for different activities, different departments. I will select International Certifier, and as you can see over here, a corrective action owner automatically pops up, but maybe Karen wasn't the one involved. So in this case, we'll pick Rochelle Moreau. Now, as you can see, the due dates have already been filled in. For a minor, you have 30 days to respond with a correction plan, a cause analysis, and a corrective action plan. and you have 1 year to upload all the evidence and have it closed out. If we had selected a major nonconformity, or a major ICAR, again, the same 30 days for the initial response, but then there would be only 90 days for the evidence to be uploaded and for it to be closed. We'll take this back to a minor. And if at any point during the process you see that you have made a mistake, all of this is changeable until you hit the submit. So say we wanted to say, oh, Karen was the correct person, let's initiate this to her. We have that ability. Forming a team. Say Karen wasn't the only one involved, that you really want to add someone else. In this case, perhaps a document might need to be changed, or there's some question about that. So you might add me. So let's go to, you can either type my email address here if you already know it, and if you have 2 names you want to enter, you need to put a semicolon between the 2, or you can select from the list. So I show up under Program Development. But then so do several other people. So we need to make sure we select my name and then hit the arrow pointing towards the empty box. So of all the people available, only I will be receiving this. We'll submit that. And say you want to add another person, select from the list. Sure, domestic operations, we're going to pick we'll pick Terry Coleman. Again, we highlight her name, hit the arrow pointing where we want it to go, and hit submit. As you can see, there is a semicolon between the 2. Now, if we have some evidence that we'd like to attach, we will hit Choose File, which will allow us to accept, attach any sort of file that we have in our computer. It could be a Word document, Excel, it could be a PDF, it could be photos, whatever is necessary to give the person all the information they need in order to respond to this ICAR. And then here you might describe it with this email was part of the issue, or whatever that would help them understand what you're looking at. So again, we've entered where we found the problem, what we're non-conforming to. Maybe this could also be the external requirement as well as the internal requirement, what the problem was, who it's assigned to, what the due dates are, and then tracking both the severity when it was issued and what started the, how it was identified in the first place. We've assigned a team, and we've given them the additional information they need. As you can see, we're down to about 27.5 minutes, so this part of the process usually does not take very much time. Since we've completed it, we don't need to save and come back later. We want to submit it. Once you've submitted it, you have 2 choices. I recommend doing both of these. The first one is you probably want to notify the person that you've just assigned it to. Otherwise, they will have no idea that this has been assigned to them. Since we had a team, you can see all 3 people have been included in the email. It will tell you what the name was. To the person who it's been assigned to initially, the main person, they will be identified in the email by name. It will tell them which car has been issued to them, ask them to respond by the due date, and even tell them which website to check into. So all we need to do here is hit send. Now you see you've come across this blank white screen. All you need to do is close that out. For some reason it leaves that white screen when you send the email, so just move up to the top on the tab, click Untitled, hit the X, and you're back where you were. Now you can review the ICAR report, which gives you the entire document, even the parts that haven't been completed yet, in a PDF form. So this will let you look at the entire thing. You may save it as a PDF to your laptop, or you may print it out. And again, so this is the part you filled out, but there are also the bits that haven't been responded to yet. And as you go out through the system and different people complete their steps, this will be completed more. So again, you can save or print this, whatever is necessary for your cause. Again, once you're done with it, go to the tab, click the red X, and it will take you back to where you were. So let's say we just realized that we didn't write it properly. We made some sort of mistake, and we want to change it. So we'll go back to the ICAR in the blue bar, and instead of hitting Initiated ICAR, we don't want to start a new one. We've already done that. We want to modify an ICAR. We'll click on the orange Modify ICAR button. Once we do that, we'll have to enter in which one we want to modify. This was ours, as you remember from both the PDF and from the email, 16333, and here's everything that we just entered. So in this case, let's say we decided it really was a major after all. So we call it a major, the deadlines have changed, we scroll down to the bottom, and we hit Submit again. Again, we have the same two choices. Notifying the ICAR owner, certainly they're going to need to know that something has changed, especially the deadlines, and we can print out the report or save the report as needed. So those are the two topics that we're talking about today, ICARs and how to initiate and change an ICAR. If you have any questions, please let me know. My name is Penny, and my email address is penny@orionforvalue.com. Thank you very much. Goodbye.